Welcome back. It's time for Mirage. Astralis versus Ninjas in Pyjamas. Ninjas in Pyjamas had a more than reasonable Mirage versus Fnatic. However, they didn't come through with the W. Is that experience going to jack them up for this game against Astralis? What do we think?
I don't know. Astralis are a different beast to Fnatic. I think the cool thing about Astralis for me right now is that they're actually taking, I feel like they're taking some notes out of the Fnatic playbook, which is just being a bit more aggressive, giving a bit more emphasis on individuals, and giving them the space to just do crazy stuff and just to be a bit more intuitive and just to make the plays. And we see Dupree being a bit more aggressive, we see Device being a bit more aggressive and less predictable. So I feel like Astralis, given how they're playing with Magic like that, I think they're a bit too much. Honestly, they're a tighter version of Fnatic in some ways.
Yeah, I hate to say it, as I'm just like rooting for NIP to have a good season overall. Yeah. But I think this game, I really feel like Astralis will win, especially in Mirage. And I'm more interested, just as like from an analyst perspective, to watch and see how NIP react to the way Astralis are playing versus how they played versus Fnatic earlier.
Yeah. I mean, how do you even manage to play? Like, what do you do against Fnatic? There's no game. There can't be really a game plan because they just do loads of crazy stuff. Like, so how do you prepare for that?
You don't need to watch their demos to know what they're going to do.
That must be like the weird thing, though. Surely, when you go into a match against Fnatic, you're NIP. You know the players super well. You know the team really well. How do you like the calling there is going to be unique, isn't it? Like, it's going to be unique to those players in that situation. So, it must be very weird to go from that to this.
Better, maybe, than the other way around. I don't know. But you can't really prepare for Fnatic. They just have their own style. Just got to look past it now and focus on Astralis expects.
So he's throwing Molotovs and then running through them with a P90. Like, that's so awesome.
That's not in the Counter-Strike Bible.
It's such a hard style to play against. It's really cool to see, though. You love it. But again, it's Astralis who are coming up now. Again, Astralis have not won. Sorry, they have not lost a single game yet. I think, is it 8-0 or 10-0?
10-0.
10-0.
They are the NRG of EU.
Yeah, they are the NRG of EU.
Wow.
That one's
starting on the CT side, full Kevlar for them. 2 players with grenades for Ninjas in Pyjamas. And they are deploying immediately. Magisk in the ninja position with nobody coming from mid. Maybe he will be a hard find. Got to check in from Connector. Someone's shooting him, but Magisk Boy is the one delivering the kills ultimately. 4 versus 3. Evened up now by Dennis.
Dennis with the P250. It's all about that P250. Smokes will do their job, and Astralis will just wait it out, set up a retake. They've got the flank coming in as well from slope, but it all comes down to those headshots. And Glaive, we've been watching him recently, and he's been definitely having quite a good time with his individual level. And the calling's been quite nice as well, as you expect. 2v3 now for NIP to try to hold on to. It's not going to be all that easy now that the CTs of Astralis are right on top of them, searching for them. Somehow Dennis is missed. That's his 3rd kill, the P250, but now he's known. Oh, another one. Drive by Dennis. He can absolutely make this work, but it's Sipex to get the frag, and no time to defuse. Dennis has done it.
Oh, he tries to avoid any damage to his Kevlar, but cannot do it. Sipex off to the good start then, NIP. That will help remove the memory of the 2 L's from Fnatic and focus on the game to come, as well as this game. And most importantly for now, this game, of course. Loads of weapons, loads of grenades for Ninjas in Pyjamas. The scout is out for Device, and Device may be the bait for Glaive. However, NIP are starting very passively as far as mid is concerned. 2 players keeping a hold of things. Look at the angle from Forest again. The tightest of tight angles.
Dwight.
It's very Dwight.
When are we getting a boxer mouse, Launders?
Mice are very hard.
What is that? What's the hardest thing about mouse?
There's no perfect mouse, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of great mice, but oh, can't even get into that. There's so much. There's so much to say.
Yeah, I lost you off stream then. So far, so good.
So
far, so good.
It's team effort then.
Ooh. It's almost all over here in this round 4. Astralis, they've been trying to whittle down NIP, but NIP are successful. They have reached success, ultimate success, all of success, the success of the round.
You know, when people ask me like what mouse to use, I'm always like, you got to go to the store, put your hand on it. You know right away. You know, all mice have the new good sensors, the 3360 Avagio or whatever they're called. Avango. And they're beautiful. They're fantastic sensors. What you need to do is go pick up the mouse, see if it fits perfectly in your hand, and see if the mouse feels like an extension of your arm. That's what you want. It should be just completely comfortable. If it's got the right weight for you and stuff like that, and you know, whether or not the mouse is good for me doesn't mean it's going to be good for you.
Yep. Are you a wrist player? How much do you use your arm?
I don't.
A claw grip, a palm grip.
Oh, I mean,
like all these things come into account.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
You're talking about
it's a rhetorical question, Launders.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. So I was supporting.
It's being bombarded.
Yes. Yeah. Those things need to be considered for finding the right, understanding what is a good shape for you. Because also when I was young, I didn't know, I had no idea originally like what would be a good shape. I remember picking an MS 3.0 at the time, like 2003. But that mouse was like a really good mouse, like a palm grip, and for like more arm-based style. But I was the opposite. I had like small hands, was a claw grip, and a wrist player. So it was an awesome mouse, but it ended up being very wrong for me. So I had to experiment.
Yeah.
Put my hand on some other things, and then eventually figured out what I really liked putting my hand on.
Yeah.
Okay,
and you still step the esports.
So. Well, I was talking about, you know, you've got to go put your hand on it to know, so...
Yeah, keep going.
Got you, Chasm.
Dupree with the CZ.
and what?
What? Did you say it? Did you say a word, or
no,
did
it's
you
just like you just said Dupree with the CZ, and then you just stopped. And then what?
All I heard was that.
I guess he was just sitting there.
I didn't hear words.
Promise I'm not drunk. I promise.
Anyway, the buy is out, and this Astralis are a team who will lose the pistol and have the AWP on the buy round for device. So that is a stark change from what we have seen in some of the games prior to this one. He has no Kevlar, however. So curious to see where he chooses to go. Dupree quickly out of the window position, quickly out of the round. A fast trade from device.
It's definitely a strong way to start things off. The bomb is trying to make its way up the pits, so device, he needs to survive. His teammate, his support, which could have stemmed the tide from that pit position, is gone, so he has to recalibrate. Like a really terrible sat-nav. Now device is going to have to work from the connected position. And that is not ideal, because the plant is not really available to him from this position.
They've got the palace. Oh, instant save call, it looks like.
They're in the palace of the goblets, drinking all the wine. Goblets are cool.
It's a good name for
goblets.
I think it just sounds good. It sounds satisfying.
It's the perfect word for James. I feel like.
Where is my goblets?
I feel like that should appear on one of your gun names.
Actually, I bought a really posh teacup to use here, and then I forgot to bring it.
Do you drink tea?
I have a lot of tea at home. It's like really nice, man. It cost me a few bob, to say the least. Although I got staff discount of 30%. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought it.
Did you buy from the FACEIT store?
I don't think they do posh teacups there.
You employed anywhere else?
Am I employed anywhere else? I'm self-employed. I own my own company, but we do not manufacture teacups. No, we do not do that. So no, I bought it from a store. I got a staff discount from the staff. I'm not staff, but what I am, Launders, is a beast. Therefore, I get the staff discount.
Gotcha. Social engineer extraordinaire. JZFB.
Yeah, I'm here for your passwords and all sorts.
The human keylogger.
Well, I guess you need someone's password, James. So keep losing, right?
Yeah, had to reset one of my passwords twice in 24 hours.
That's maniacal laughter.
Wasn't for anything important either. It's fine. Okay, we got NIP slowly encroaching upon that A site. Very slow round otherwise, not really anything in the way of mid-pressure, so Astralis have to be asking some questions, but they don't have really any weaponry, so playing fast. Oh, the timing is so good! How can the timing get any better than that? It's nuts. That's just Counter-Strike things right there, through and through. Astralis, you actually like their chances, especially after that one. Magisk with a kill from the sandwich position, and now Dupree with the flank with the AK. This is tough times for NIP. Oh no, this is a free kill, isn't it? Oh, he thinks that he scoped looking towards his position, perhaps. Dupree is playing this very, very safe.
This is a great, if you're an eco, by the way, and you're a CT, if you can get to where Dupree's standing, but go closer to the corner, it's a blind spot, so you can knife somebody who's exiting the A site. But you have to be pretty deep because they will look towards Palace. Some info for you at home. It's my newest knife spot. 35 seconds on the clock right now. And NIP keep creeping, but again, they don't realize that the CTs have the information, and that will run distraction for them, while Dupree contains device is all over this round. Oh, hello, Draken. The 180, did he know? Oh, 16 seconds. CT's repositioning to stop the bomb plant. Surely the pick comes in from Zipex, straight in the face, baby. First round on the board for Astralis.
I think Dupree died because I think he dropped and had landing inaccuracy still. I think. And then because that seemed like a very unlikely kill to get. You know, Dupree has this flanking position. So it must have been the landing inaccuracy. That was a pretty sick round from Astralis. So they just managed to like the first 2 kills in Palace and then from Sandwich, just finding these perfect timings. And that's something that you have to. Sometimes luck is with you in the Counter-Strike and sometimes it's against you. You just hope that it's a somewhat fair distribution between 2 teams. And it was definitely, Lady Luck was definitely smiling upon Astralis in that round. But NIP do have money still. And Draken has an AWP still. It's been fun watching Dupree just going a bit nuts with the AWP as well. I think it's a good look for the team. And
such an old boost.
Yeah.
Nice to see it come back, but not willing to hold it for too long. Oh, that's a nice angle on the reposition. And they're going for the boost again, but they've been spotted. Draken might even wonder what the hell they were doing there.
I would just change my sense, my res, my crosshair.
Change the PSU in your PC as well. 4-on-4. An exchange of kills between sides. And his presence towards A and B. But where is the bomb? That is a question that Astralis need to answer. Made easier with a man advantage. Almost 2, but Rez will trade again.
Okay, 3v3. Forrest waits for Dupree to make his way through the vent. That's a very good position. Now it's just down to Device to stop the bomb from going down, whilst his teammate is looking onwards from the cat position. Zipex will find the player towards connector. Device needs to win that 1v1 though. Zipex will finish it off. Oh, he's got the read.
Damn.
And that's the round for Astralis. Very clutch stuff going on here.
I don't know how he can miss those shots.
Even goes for Dragon Lore. Does plus 10 damage.
I mean, I know we've all had those days, you know, but for someone who plays as much as he does, it's just surprising for shots like that to miss.
Yeah, yeah, that's just it's too free.
Yeah, it's too free.
It's too free. Like
the other thing is he could have taken more time, like even just half a second, which maybe he's just shooting too fast.
That was one of my biggest criticisms of Sixer, was that you could never rely on him to hit any shot consistently. And so you never know what you're going to get from him. And
it's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, it's you can't have that at the top level of CS, unfortunately. I mean, one of those 2 shots, at least, you know, one of the 2.
Yeah.
And nothing. You know, we're not asking for anything crazy. But such is the world of Counter-Strike. Well, that angle wasn't very favourable for Dennis. Very exposed, his head poking over the smoke. NIP have middle, but they've lost a man. And they're very low on grenades. What do? The bomb is by itself and pit, so I feel like they have to go to A at this point.
That is a very good point, Dan. They're losing the battle on mid. There is the rotation from Forest. 5 versus 3 for Astralis. They're probably looking for info in the middle area. Not sure if he's... I don't think he spotted the player on short. Now Magic Boy has seen the bomb. But there's no rotation just yet. 40-second mark, but there's still 2 people very deep B. Now there's a push coming in from Zipex, so I'm sure we'll see an extra man sent towards the B bomb site. Forest, I believe, is running away, but he should be heard from Glaive's position. So Astralis will hold now in the B apartment. Zipex with a great off angle. He heard the scope. Punishes the movement. Great shot from Device as well. This is falling to pieces for Ninjas in Pyjamas. 14 seconds for Forest. 1 versus 3. Needs to move as fast as possible. Misses the flash. Does he commit? He knows he can't do it. He's missed his opportunity if there was even one in the first place. That's a difficult round for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Astralis on the comeback.
Not a lot of money to work with. The op, though, to influence this buy. Wait, how many? It's two rounds in a row Astralis have won, is that right? 3? So they'll probably just armor pistol. Dennis could spend a little bit of money. And they'd be fine for next round.
I can hear a saxophone in the background. It sounds
jazz
amazing.
music intensifies.
Yeah. Maybe we should have that on the stream. Just jazz music playing. I feel like the world needs more jazz.
During Complexity Renegades. That's when we'll have jazz music playing.
I can dig it. I can dig it. We had an Uber driver recently who opened up the car journey by telling us the basic musical theory behind jazz. That's so unexpected.
Cool.
Anyway, fast push into the A side here for NIP. They are not messing around at all. And Astralis have little time to react, but that's okay. They've got loads of counter grenades. Gaps through the smoke, abused by the T's in this instance. And this is, like, if you're going to go for the retake, you really need to keep people alive.
Yeah, they should have probably considered that, especially considering the buy from NIP.
Time to bail. Not bail bonds, but just leaving the A site for Astralis. 3 players will survive. Zipex will be able to drop a rifle in the next round. So Astralis will be able to mount a reasonable defense. To the victor, the spoils. Rez picks up an M4. So let's see what Astralis can muster in this round. Got a pretty good buy with what they saved. Very good to go. Ninjas in Pyjamas now need to string some rounds together.
Wonder if we'll see a similar rounds, just with a delay this time. Just like just get that presence around mid and in the abs. Because they did get into A quite happily. That said, you know, SK are probably the best team to watch when it's, you know, A retakes are concerned on this map. They really prioritize the retake as a team with the grenades. And so if you actually attack the A side early and when they still have all their grenades, it's sort of a guaranteed win for SK in that situation most of the time.
Trading Molotovs there was really good. I think that Device probably should have just posted on the angle longer. They delayed for the exact same amount of time to be able to cross.
More patience is required. Oh, there we go. Dennis goes down, but Forest stays alive. He's unhappy. He's going to take down Glaive, and that will open up the split for the B bomb site.
NIP creeping towards the rugs in the apartments. The green bays on the floor. And the split is on, or is it? Zipex says no, but he's not expecting a second player there. Spots him in time, or does he? Get right saves the bacon. Device still on the site, looking towards the van position. He is very compromised. Close one, but not quite. And now there are big problems for Astralis. Dupree alone, top mid versus 3. Surely he doesn't go for it.
That was really strange because Device had the only open window peaked. So it's weird that Zipex was in danger from anybody in B-Apps while he was fighting Cat, because he needed to just be able to focus on that and not have to turn around. But I guess Device might have changed his angle. Or Zipex was exposed to the barred window. But I don't know how that could happen.
NIP are setting themselves up for a good T-half though. Despite, like, again, I feel like in some respects it looks similar to the game against Fnatic, where the rounds are a struggle, and it doesn't really look like anything's guaranteed, but they are sort of grinding it out. They're grinding out the routes, and, you know, being on 6 now on the T side is starting to look pretty good, setting themselves up well for the second half. And you can see that it only stands to get better now that the money is very suspect for Astralis. All those FACEIT points being distributed. Blade makes his way up with the push from underpass. It is a success, but they should not be able to stop the bomb from going down. And they're all the rest of the team is stuck in the shop.
Did you notice that he got blind?
I did, yeah. I was wondering where that flashbang came from. Considering the CT was at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, is there a flash for that, or was that a T flash that missed? Maybe they threw it hard through the window. I'm not sure, but that could have been that. That would be an amazing play if you could flash Halls for the stairs push.
I mean, you can smoke.
Deep.
You can smoke mid from B apartments.
Yeah.
But I don't know where. I mean, I cannot fathom where that might have been thrown from. Very curious. Very curious indeed. You know what? I'm going to look at a demo. I will review this. Round number 10. And make a note in my notes.
All of the notes. All of the time. So Rez clearing space towards the underpass, just checking for any pushes, any shenanigans. Right now we're seeing just a default from NIP, nothing really out of the ordinary. Get right, looking to make a play, but gets shut down. Device with good timing. Actually fairly unlucky for Get Right. It's not too common that you'll see the AWPer sort of pop up there and immediately just kill you as you decide to walk out. Rez trying to create space here towards B apartment. Seems like NIP know that this is the only chance for them to win the round now. They've been shut down elsewhere. There's a fast flank from T-Spawn as well. NIP have to be fast.
Dupree boosted up. Forest taken out. Device with a window towards the B bomb site, looking for a play towards the van. Spots one. Don't think he hit the mark though. Draken's barrel will be exposed. He's only got 9 HP, walks into the bullets, and everybody is getting wrecked from Ninjas in Pyjamas. Then this will be the last to fall. 3 players surviving for Astralis with 2 sniper rifles in tow. They look good for round number 4.
Get the double ops in for the next rounds. Loads of money for NIP to utilize. And what are they going to go for here? Just the AWP onto Draken, normal
Loads
stuff.
of money.
Loads.
Harry Enfield reference for the granddads in the audience, from the UK specifically. 1% of the audience perhaps.
We should do a T review.
A what?
We should do T reviews. James, I just realised.
How random have you done? Smoke grenade in connector from the CT side. Glaive, does he spot the player? He does, just about. Rez gambling, and that's a significant disadvantage very early for Ninjas Pyjamas. 5 versus 2 with 1:25 on the clock. Not your ideal round. if you're Ninjas in Pyjamas right now, but they're coming back. Forest and Draken collecting kills around the A side. They've still got the bomb. However, their positions are not the easiest. Draken stuck in Palace for the time being. Dupree holding an angle with the AWP. And Ninjas in Pyjamas will take their time, but as you can see, the flank is coming.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of problems here for NIP. Astralis doing the smart thing, they're just playing it slow and safe. They know that NIP have to go for the plant. NIP are going to be the first ones to give information, and until Glaive comes in from behind with the flank.
Willie knife. Oh.
And he's screwing around. I like it from Glaive. Short, sweet, simple. It's not too random, James. You've invested in the fancy teacups. I feel like they go to waste unless we collaborate. Great content. It's all the people want, James. It's what they deserve.
Should do mini reviews on Twitter, mini videos.
Yeah. How's this tea? It's good. See you next time.
Well then, here we go. 4 CZs and the AWP for Ninjas in Pyjamas. A tight game so far, been back and forth. The pendulum of Counter-Strike continues to swing. Are you a pendulum fan?
I actually saw them live once.
I guess you were there. Look at the damage.
Wasn't really, no.
By that grenade. Very nice second kill there by Zipex. Not easy. Good mouse control from him. Dupree delivering a fast kill. One of 2 sniper rifles. The whole team is here for Astralis. Shoulder peeking, trying to bait the shot, trying to move, trying to advance. The bomb is stuck in apartments at the moment, looking for kills while they have time on the clock. Are Ninjas in Pyjamas. No kills for Forest. He will be the recipient, not the deliverer. The deliverer. Draken, oh so very blind, oh so very dead.
Full flash for almost 10 seconds. It would have been. It's kind of interesting the way that NIP are light buying into these very fast plays, either like that flash out of Palace, like 3 players out of Palace, and that force up. And that one was just a light B. I like them. I like the strats. They're coming close. I think that's. It's been very back and forth. The Astralis have dealt with some of the same rounds that NIP have gotten away with. Their slow connector splits seem to have merit, but Astralis also had some good setup in response. Full A on this round, it looks like. 2 smokes out, 1 CT, or is it just right side sight?
Here we go. Device missing the first shot, forced away. Almost a Mickey Mouse arrangement of smoke grenades around the connector position, get right below these players. But what can he do if Magic Boy gets a kill? Gambles will have to be taken, but nobody's giving up. Nobody's standing on default. Rez taken down in the meantime. 5-man retake from 3 different directions. Oh, Dennis! Haircuts in the connector position, jungle, sorry. 3 versus 4 now. Tables turning, get right, still waiting. Continuation spray, he knows one more is there. Now it's 2 on 3.
Oh, the smoke could be massive.
Down to Dupree, going for the flick, but he's not going to land the shot. Stuck on the site now. Question of damage for him. Can't do much more than that. They're all going to die together.
Oh! He gets the leg, so he guarantees the death of Forest. Nice.
I guess that's about as good as it could have gone. All 5 kills. But look at these shots.
Crispy. Crispy as you like.
Bacon straight off the George Foreman.
That guy made a lot of money. That's a guy who made a lot of money.
Steve Carell.
Yeah. Double orbs continue for Astralis. Scout on Draken. Khalil on Rez. Not ideal for the last rounds. See what they can do with it. Zipex, that said, it's on an MP9. That is surprisingly good though in certain spots. The high rate of fire and moving accuracy is respectable, legitimate. Oh, Magis goes for the push. The spray is solid. gets himself a quick 2. And that's going to put NIP in a very bad position, Draken with the scouts. Well, at least in this position, you can just have some fun. You can just go and have some fun. That was really fun. And that's 8 to 7.
One of the best ways to stop full executes is to play close positions on them, because usually the nades are sent flying farther out into the site. So most flashes and mollies and stuff like that don't clear out the spots near the choke point. Don't want to be anywhere near that so you don't blind anybody. And if you find that timing right when people are releasing their grenades, you can catch everyone out of position. Especially since there are some running Molotovs you throw at a ramp, like the sandwich one, for example.
Well then, it is pistol time. Zepex and Glaive will be the grenade men. Molotovs on Mirage once again. Where will it head? The bomb is on a ramp, which tells quite the story, despite 3 players being top mid. So they're making the run for the split. You can do that Molotov without even showing top mid. You can bounce it off the wall. But perhaps there's more time for a rotation. Who knows? Ladder player taken out. Fights around in mid area as the push comes in on A.
Oh, Zepex trying to make his way across, but all he does is hand the bomb to the masters of the CTs. Maybe now, maybe not. Good luck, Dupree. It's always doable in a pistol round, always, but you don't like his chances. He's going back in. He's going back in. We're just gonna have the same as last. Yes.
Pap, pap.
Actually not sure what kind of music would go well with this situation.
Trap.
No. No. Okay, Deagles, CZs, the force buy from Astralis, the full buy from NIP. Jack is still holding on to an MP9. I don't know if he's got a spawn for the underpass, but okay, he's not. He's going towards A. Okay, he's going to play Shadow. T's spreading out across the map, just looking like they have a default spread here. I mean, this is the kind of setup where you're going to be looking for picks for the Deagles. See what we can get. First of all, that. They have 2 smokes as well. They have 1 smoke now. Where would you throw the smoke? I open this. This is open to the floor.
Sorry? Where would you throw the smoke as a CT?
There's only 1 smoke. Glaive has it. Where would you throw it? He's dead. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, where would you have thrown it? New question.
New question.
You can throw it towards the end of the balcony covering the window to try and jump out. Or you have to assume if you go mid, you're going to get cut to pieces. So
it's hard.
You could bounce it between Shadow and Sandwich and try to burst out of A that way, which is rarely seen. So because you could have people running out the left side of the smoke, the right side of the smoke, and it is a smoke you have to respect to a degree, because it used to be thrown because you could jump on the bricks to the left or the right and look over the smoke.
Oh! Okay. He's got the bomb. He can actually get a plant. I don't know if... I think that smoke is... We've got a big gap. Or? Towards the stairs. I thought there was a gap, but... Never mind. He's just going to walk through and die. I guess he was convinced someone would be CT. Because otherwise...
Well,
I feel like you just... as soon as you get that kill on the guy connector, you just go plant straight away.
Yeah, if he gets a kill on the guy connector, it's a brand new round. But he did have the smoke, which would have allowed him for like a safe triple plant, but they still could have double pushed him. So he's probably just thinking, all right, do I want to take that gamble?
Right, right. So Astralis on the Glocks. Glocks! We actually saw, what was the game where we saw Cobblestone? So, okay, so guys, get this. We're watching some NACS, and there's a CT side with a full buy. All of them are on B basically. Well, I think 4 were on B at the start of the round. Full buy, and they lost the round to Just blocks. No Kevlars, no nades, just blocks.
Pure Glocks.
Pure Glocks.
It was a fast round too.
Wasn't it really slow? It wasn't like a delay at first.
I mean, once they exploded.
Yeah.
They waited like 50 seconds. No, they waited till like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah. Then they just ran. They just ran out.
Next gen tactics.
Buy round for both sides. Dennis on the MP9, no sniper rifles. 5 AKs for the AK building team of Astralis. 2 players in the towards B. That's what I'm trying to say. Patient peeking from Magisk Boy. And there's an early disadvantage, which is quickly equaled, at the very least, in the numbers game. Draken trying to further that advantage, but he's gone for a trot. And that gives Zipex the warning. Zipex in a position, ironically, which Get Right would often take when he's working towards A. Has a video on YouTube instructing people on that and explaining the benefits. But it's Zipex who will abuse that position. 4 and 3 with over a minute for Astralis.
A minute to do it. Slowly moving up the pit position. Device will catch Rez, and that's a big problem. That means rotation is just not going to happen here for the CTs. This is just not a round that they can surely win. There's obviously a flank potential in, I think it's Forest. No, Scare Right, sorry. My mistake. But they have enough players that this is surely a spot that someone will be checking for. You can see Magis is looking towards the pit. Garrett has to be perfect, but he will be deflected by Magisk, the new pickup of Astralis, replacing Kajayobai. Kevi.
The bomb ticks away.
It's a new Kirby game coming out for the Switch.
Kajayobai.
Kiabi's pinball. Round number 8 for Astralis. Still catching up with the likes of NIP. NIP are going to buy. So we'll see if they can right the ship or if Astralis will continue to close that gap. See what the buy is like. It's reasonable. Good amount of grenades, and Draken has the AWP. Ooh, more aggression from Ninjas in Pajamas in the middle area. And Dennis is going to be lost early on the ramp. The Molotov is there, but is it there in time? It looks like they're going to push far past it. The first flashbang hasn't worked out. I think it's maybe the team flash. Not sure if it was thrown by the T's. Either way, the smokes are in for Astralis.
Yeah, they have the side. The rotation towards CT is happening for NIP. I don't know which player it is. Okay, it's Forest. And the flash is pretty good for the first player, but the second one is not blind at all. Drac needs to get this frag. If he can get this frag, there's actually a chance, but will he expect Zipex to be so close? The Flick has not even got time to come in, and that's the end of that. Astralis, 9 rounds. NIP, no money.
That was such a nice execute from Astralis. They had the 2 walking up A ramp so that as the smokes go over, there's 2 ready to entry. So if anything happens and goes wrong where the counter nades come out, they can get in front of them and even shoot people who are throwing counter nades. So it's like a half lurk, half aggressive A take. The best of both worlds.
Terrorists win. And then the gap was 2. This is a round where Ninjas in Pajamas most certainly cannot buy. Rez with the M4A4. He's got a spawn to make a play towards mid, perhaps, be it the underpass or the top of mid. And I think a play must be made. Got to try and get 2 kills from somewhere. It will be the underpass play. Does he go for a delayed peek this time? Magisk Boy doesn't look for this. It's Dupree on this occasion. And indeed, he will try to catch him off guard. That running may be the sound cue he was looking for. 2 players throwing grenades towards B bomb sites. Will they go back to check? No, they will. There's the first kill. There's nobody in B to communicate that somebody else is there. Meanwhile, the pistols are trying to get things done. Numbers game in the middle position. Rez rotating everywhere. Great shot. That's 2 kills for him. Are there weapons to be collected, though? Bomb getting planted on the A site. Default plant as CT is covered by Zipex. Forest taken down top mid. Still only Rez with a weapon in this situation. Get right, forced to wait. Rez now flanking in T spawn. Get right creeping in, collecting an AK-47. Is this a save or do they go for it? Draken is miles away, so surely they will try to hold on to these weapons. Or maybe have some economical impact since they can buy together in the next round. Seems it might be the latter. Rez picking off device, and that's an AWP to be collected, which will send Astralis in that direction. Rez almost taking them all out, and nobody else is close enough to take this AWP away.
Damn, the rounds where you didn't know that the rifle would have so much impact and you wish you just bought. But how could they know that? 4 kills though, fantastic round from Rez. Just really cool stuff here. It was nice he waited underpass for so long and then decided to re-aggress afterwards. Got tons of information on the A setup, or on the A play, because the 2 guys throwing nades at B, since it was heard. And yeah, I mean, all that economic damage means something, even if they didn't win the round.
All of Astralis towards the A site, and again it's going to be a fast round from them. He executes the Molotovs towards bench, one would presume. Flash is coming in from the CT side. Dennis making his way to sandwich. Can he get 2? Almost, but not quite. Get right, picks off Magic's boy in the meantime. Sitting on CT, watching the cross. Man advantage. Draken's got a Mach 10. Plant for triple. Get right's trying to make it there. Taking Glazan before he can escape. Draken picked off in the meantime. But Get Right Spray will trade Dupree. Device now versus 3. He's got eyes on the bomb. Flashbanged. The bomb's been smoked off. He's Molotoved, and Rez will pick him off. 3 players surviving for NIP. 3 AKs collected, though the AWP will no doubt be collected as well. There it is. Round number 12 for the Ninjas.
Big round from Get Right. Pretty interesting. They did the same exact A take that they did right before this last eco round. And it didn't work this time because they didn't actually have Dennis die at A ramp really close, which worked extremely well versus someone playing close ramp, since they had 2 guys with guns out ready to shoot. 2 rounds now. The difference. Astralis' money is not too bad. They've got full buys across the board, and Dupree's already spent his money.
Tactical timeout from Astralis. This is going to be quite an important round. If NIP were to lose this, they might have a bye out of the next one, but by no means would it be ideal. This is a very key round moving into the very late stages of Mirage between these 2 teams.
I'm definitely curious. We're definitely not going to see the last round happen again, so we're not going to go for that A play, but that's known. Cat smoke comes out. They tried this round before. There's a lot of ways in which it almost failed, and I think they got very fortunate on one of their opening kills. So curious if Glaive is going to come flying through that smoke again. Get Right going ahead and being proactive at A ramp. It's going to mean the world to NIP.
He knows how to lurk in that position. Sees the legs, takes them away. Swept from under him, the rug has been. I'm not Yoda.
Thanks, Spock.
You're a bit too tall for Yoda. You're a bit too tall, James.
And I'm not green enough.
No. You can work on that, though. Fix that. Forest got a great position here. It's very difficult as a T to really understand exactly which spot the CT could be hiding in. There's so many different corners. And just generally an advantageous position for Forest, but won't be teased or tested just yet. It's actually going to be Device to take down Get Right, open things up towards Connector.
Wow, look at this stack, man. 3 at B. They are so convinced.
Well, to be honest, it can work out fine if you have enough utility, because you can always go for that A retake if that's where the things.
You know
things
what?
end up.
That Astralis might go back to B. I know it doesn't seem like it. No, the bomb's committing. But they're so low on utility, they actually don't even have a good way to get out here.
AK-47s. That's a good way to get out. Device with a very sneaky ankle, and maybe he can run a distraction play. Maybe one's not needed while the bomb gets planted for the catwalk position. Dennis on the site needs 2, only gets 1. That leaves Draken alone. We are in a reset scenario for the Ninjas, and again, this was a key round for both sides. Ninjas had slightly more money, as one can see. 2-round lead. They could potentially eco. but they may choose to buy around the AWP. Dennis would be short, but Draken could drop a FAMAS or something like that. Who knows? The leg. Can't finish him off. No AWP anymore, and maybe that does mean an eco round for the Ninjas.
There's no choice. No choice but to save. Be economical.
Wow, look at that spray.
Damn.
Holy smokes.
That's actually nuts.
He must have hit like 6-7 bullets in that.
That's actually nuts, isn't it?
That's amazing.
I didn't actually really consider that until I saw it again. That's pretty awesome. It's kind of, it's interesting, like the history of get rights, like, and for players who perhaps have come into CS:GO only in like the last 2-3 years.
These kids don't know.
They don't know about get right. Yeah, they don't know about his legacy, his history, his identity. Oh,
Bosch.
Bish.
Close up and personal. Press E to collect gun.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
They should add that, shouldn't they? At the end.
On occasion. Dupree hunting for the weapon, but he will offer more tribute to the NIP gods. Device trying to take as much map control as possible. That is quite the peak, but fortunately for him, nobody is there to engage. 2 AKs, 5 versus 2. What on earth has happened in this round? NIP looking likely to win this, and if they win this in the numbers, 3 AKs now. Boy, that is so much extra money for them. Sipex knows he has to press forward. He's got much to do. Red's already in the red. Very difficult situation. Can they hold Astralis? That was a crucial shot if they were going to, for sure. Yeah. And now it is Device versus 3. That is a nasty shot to get right. Close, but not quite. But he takes many weapons away from NIP, which is also important.
Rez, man.
Yeah, Rez is sick, man. He's so sick.
He's such a good player. He's very. I feel like he's very stable too. Like with a rifle, he's so incredibly stable. Really like watching Rez do his thing. I don't think I'll ever get bored of watching Forest as well. Like Forest is like there is like this classification of players, and I put Forest. I don't know what to call it, but I have Forest in there. I've got Shocks in there, and I don't know who else yet. But it's like this grouping of players who, no matter what time period it is in their career, it's so fun to watch them play.
Do you say Shocks?
Yeah, Shocks
yeah.
and Forest for some reason for me it just.
JW maybe.
Yeah, JW could go in there. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like Simple could fit in there, but it's like, I don't know, it doesn't quite work because he's not been around for quite as long. I think is one of the reasons. I think that's part of it for me. They need to have been around for a long time.
Been around the block, James.
And yet still can do ridiculous things.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm just saying, like, he's talking about players that have been around the block.
2 AKs. And 3 CZs for the Astralis team. Is this a victory for Ninjas in Pajamas? Glaive giving a sound cue away. Magis Boy making a desperate play, trying to run distraction towards the B bomb site, but pulling no rotation whatsoever. Zipex out of the palace, out of the round. Glaive, can he get 2? Draken, does he repeat kick? Connector's compromised, but Draken's ready for it. The 180 from him. It makes it a 4 versus 2. More Molotovs, more flames. Trying to turn Device into a whopper.
This will be the first loss for Astralis in ECS.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Yes, it would be if they lost. I had something else to say to lead away from that, but then I forgot what it was. Then we just left us hanging on this ridiculous point.
Thanks, Dan.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a similar thing.
What is that from?
What is that?
What even is that?
That's you.
I know it's me, but what is happening to me? what have they done?
It's too late to ask that question, Dan. It's not happening. It's already happened.
Oh no.
Well then.
Rush B.
Looks like a force buy from Astralis. They are all in on this round. Dennis.
Oh boy.
With a deep smoke grenade. He will be at advantage if they don't flash him off.
Okay.
There is said flash. Well timed grenade. Oh no! That's the weapon. Res under the window. So many flashbangs. Much blind. Going back through, but it's not really working out for the CT side. Draken alone 1 versus 4. Surely he doesn't give them the AWP as well. What are the implications for NIP's money in this round? Where the money at?
I think they're okay because the last round.
Show me the money.
Ain't got no money.
Okay, they can buy. Purchases can be made. They can go shopping. They're in duty free, and they've got the plastic.
Finna blow bags, James.
Blow bags.
Finna blow bags, yeah. You know how much a bag is?
Is it 1,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finna blow bags.
Blow bags.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
The way you're saying that is
like
throwing me
James
off. Blow bags.
When he walks into Rolex again, he's gonna blow bags.
I can't spend money right now.
Why is that?
Is it because you can't put your hand in your wallet to get your...
No, it's because I have no money, James.
Oh, okay.
That's a big problem when it comes to spending money.
That's like where you need to get to, James. You need to eliminate all of your money so that you can't spend it anymore.
I'll keep trying.
That's real.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
It's a work in progress. Stop rushing him, Dan.
What is it? Where is it coming from? This money. So we've got.
What are you implying, Dan?
I'm implying that I say nothing. I see nothing. I hear nothing. Right, Dennis going very aggressive up mid. Great flashbangs here. Very, very nice, but the trade still is good enough. Device very quick despite being partially blind still. Makes the frag happen. Draken does watch for the push though with the AWP of his...
You up?
Can you just speak, James? Because I can't do it.
12 to 14, it's a 4-on-4, and it looks like we will have a battle for the top of mid. Oh, Draken.
Fantastic.
Taking a link off the belt. Debris in the Palace position. 3 Astralis players around mid, waiting for the flames to dissipate. Waiting for the oxygen to go. Bob moving towards the chair position. As we pass the minute mark in the round. 2 players in A, 1 deep, 1 shallow. Dupree, though, seems to have got into the middle of the A site for free, but he can't get the kill. Draken will save his teammates, perhaps. The Molotov to stop the push from the Palace position. Got to check the stairs, and there is the bomb. Full rotation from NIP as well. Device, though, can he go for the quick scope? Yes! 3 versus 1. Device alone trying to keep NIP off of match point. The bomb is miles away at this point. 25 seconds. Surely he has to save.
That's unreal. I wonder how Dupree didn't get that. Wow. If he had gotten that, obviously Get Right goes on to get another kill, take position. Could have been 2v2 or 1v2 in this situation, which still I guess is pretty unfavorable, but Device's big quest here is to save. It's actually quite important for him and his team that he got that kill.
He will stay alive, but it is play for overtime now. That's what they are having to deal with. This is going to be tough, very, very tough indeed. As you say, so crucial to keep the AWP alive, but still on the T side, an AWP can be sometimes difficult to use. Let's see exactly how they make use of this hodgepodge of weaponry that they have at the moment. Dennis with a deep incendiary. Very deep.
Ooh,
Device cares not, he's elevated.
Look at this.
He's exposed to everything. He's a king of mid. He's a king of mid.
A lot of strong A-ramp lurkouts in this half. Get Right has been the star of those. He's just sitting there now. Second chance coming out jungle.
He's just got himself into absurd positions, and you wonder what can happen now. Forced forward as the rear, the 6 is compromised. Our NIP, Draken going for the fast shots, but he will not land them. Smokes out of the site. This is a role reversal now, as NIP fight to take A from the T's.
Shouldn't be too difficult for NIP actually. They do have 4 versus 3, and they have, well, there's only 1 flashbang. They've got kits, decent positions, although now they've lost the man in CT. That might make life a bit more difficult. Forest as well, he can't really approach without being known. Despite dupreeh having very low health, it doesn't really matter because Forest just can't get a good angle on him. Astralis actually holding together fairly well at the moment. Forest finds the angle on dupreeh finally. It took him a while, but he got there. Glaive with a very important headshot to kick things off here as they start to go for the final push onto the bomb. Just with 3 HP.
Oh, that's awkward. Everybody might die. Almost everybody does, but Forest importantly saves the sniper rifle for his team. 2 more cracks at the whip for Ninjas in Pajamas. Tactical timeout from Astralis. They won the round, but their money sucks.
Do you have a whip, James? It feels like it's something that you may have.
Whip is one of the few things I don't have.
Like an Indiana Jones kind of.
I have no purpose, no use for a whip.
Adventurer's whip. Okay.
Slang for a whip is a car.
James, it's the walking urban dictionary.
There is actually a whip in the FACEIT office in London. I won't explain how it got there.
Oh yeah, that's
but
actually.
It's nothing to do with me.
That's not an Indiana Jones type whip either.
No.
That's very much the other type.
BDSM type.
There's only 2 types of whip.
Well, I can't think of.
Okay, Captain Obvious, Launders.
We're British.
We need to do some classes with you.
Yeah. You guys get to be Captain Planet. I get to be Captain Obvious. We're both captains.
One is. That's equal.
One has a whip.
Nice movement and shot from Draken, but the trade out is very swift. Really nice stuff by Astralis. They're responsible. Responsibility. That's the name of the game. Glaive managing to take over Catwalk, something he's quite proficient at, and the B-split can continue onwards. This is not looking good for an IP. Forest has to do something ridiculous with the Silence Stem 4. And the lack of bullets might be an issue. Oh, easy frag there. Forest spinning around. One more could be available to him. Has to be careful not to pull out the pistol. Oh, the tease, the baits.
6 bullets.
That's so stressful because you know every time you miss, that guy is going to flank you. So, like, when do you turn around? Do you turn around?
One more droplet of sweat comes out of your forehead for every 2 bullets.
Bead of sweat.
Droplet.
You think you're so funny. This is a rough spot now for Ninjas in Pajamas.
You don't say, Dan.
4 CZ75s and the UMP on Forest. 4 players in A. Waiting for a fast play from Astralis, but no, they know they are at advantage. They will stretch out what little NIP have. They will hang them to dry. But will they make beef jerky out of them and consume them at their leisure? Bet Launders is a turkey jerky man.
Nah, I like beef jerky.
Turkey jerky can be good too.
That's not bad. What if we had to pick?
Here comes a split into the B bomb site. Down goes Forest. Rez has a lot to do, and it looks like overtime. 3 CZs, don't never count them out.
3 CZs making their way in, but they will be sprayed down. Not really much that they can do from that position, or really perhaps any position at this point. And Device will finish things off with the headshots.
One thing I like about FACEIT Pugs is the overtime starts right away, and also it's forced, and also, so I've had ESEA Pugs where you vote, and then they'll say, oh, I gotta go, and then they'll just leave, and hope the vote goes the other way. And also, the halftime doesn't have some stupid arbitrary break, like on ESEA Pugs for like 15 seconds, and then it just restarts again.
Yes.
On FACEIT, it just starts right away. It's much better.
It's nice. And also, it's nice to commit people into that, because in reality, like, if you have an overtime game, there's always the most fun ones, to be honest. For me, at least, I find them fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same for everyone, but
I like overtime.
It's usually a good sign.
Except when you are at 15 and you lose 10 rounds in a row and you have to go to overtime. That sucks.
Yeah, that's the bad kind of overtime. It's the kind of overtime riddled with self-pity and despair. So, Dennis holding on to middle for the time being. That smoke will eventually go away, though. And that's when decisions have to be made as to whether he repositions or re-aggresses. Having lost a teammate, though, towards the A site, it gets quite difficult, but dupreeh will make his decision for him, jumping up prematurely, perhaps. as Device now repositions himself, looking to just further wedge a bigger passage into this bomb site for his teammates to get in there, to get that bomb planted finally. But everyone from NIP is ready for this. They're all rotated. Actually, they're rotating back to B, some of them now. Okay, now they're going back again. All right. That's a missed call.
Bomb on the floor for the time being, but there is time. Astralis need to thin the numbers. Flashbangs are there for the CT side, and Forest is cleaning house. He's got a bleach out. 3v1. Glaive with the AWP. How does he avoid getting traded? He had a HE, doesn't anymore. Jumps, fails. Shot through the box. First round goes to NIP.
For that, to jump up on the box there, you have to hit crouch before you hit jump for an extra 2 units.
3 rounds per half in this overtime. First team to 19 rounds to take the W.
The underpass push. That's it's so annoying, that doorway, because it's so much about timing. Just like getting the right peak timing. That's a good angle that Kevin on get right. Dennis finds a great timing onto Dupree, and that's really nice as well, because it makes sure that you're safe against the pop flashes, which a lot of teams will throw down there, and they will give you sound cues too, so you can pretty accurately sort of judge where they will be if they are going to be pushing underpass, even when they're walking. So it's devious, it's cunning.
A lot on the line here. There's no overtime points for losing.
Do not believe so.
3 for the win. Nothing for the loser.
You're either a winner or a loser.
I like it.
Zipex now in a tough spot. It's not about economy, it's about winning rounds in that particular one, and he will not be able to do it. 1 versus 5. What could you expect? Last round of the first half. Will it be 3 match points for the Ninjas in Pajamas?
And yeah, it should be, right? Because the Astralis have no money. This is the beauty of 10K OT. If you earn the first 2 rounds, you're rewarded with a force up from the other team in the third.
Grenades have been deployed. This is a really bad buy for Astralis. Out of the way, please. Flashbang towards top mid. Flashbang from top mid. And another one. If anybody was in mid or maybe even connector, it would be hard for them to peek through those. Positions would be compromised. Astralis looking to play close quarters with their weaponry. Pop flash from Forest. How many is he good for? He's got 1 so far. Now he could be the bait, but only for a few seconds. Rez will take his place. And maybe this will be an unexpected, unchecked position. There goes the bomb. Glaive moving up the short area now. 2 CTs already in the sight. Nice shot from Dennis, looking for more. 2 versus 3. Bomb in the hands of Astralis. 2 on 2 now. Quickly, just Device. Running away. He's got a minute on the clock. And he's going to go the long way. They won't have the sound cues. He will keep them guessing. He could re-aggress in B. But it seems he'll be stuck on the UMP.
Yeah, that's really a problem on a map like this. There's so many situations where there's long ranges to deal with. Although if he can get into a plant position,
oh boy,
then he can eliminate that possibility. And he's actually managed to find the blind spots. And he will move between them to a B-bomb plant. And he can get other weapons too. There's an AK on the ground there. So the only thing for Device is that he doesn't see, of course, what we see. So he has no idea if there's a player in the shop or someone who's very close, or even if there's somebody in the apartments. There's so much that is unknown to Device currently. He will go for a plant. So it's all about using the plants to suggest what your post-plant position will be.
He's an op now. Very different
that's
rounds.
big. That's big. He didn't spot the second player following up from that position immediately, though, but he might have a good angle for it. Oh, he's going to check it too. Oh, this is perfect from Device!
What a round, man.
Very needed round. That is incredibly needed. What a clutch.
See, the difference is, you know, he goes B, but the difference is if he doesn't go back, they don't move. Right? If he just goes B right away, they're going to be there. He has to kill them both on the site. Here, he found a way to have them gamble towards A. They still play together as you should in 2v1s, or at least there's a good argument for it. And use the time that he did to walk back through Cat to clear out so many angles. Also, just come back to B late instead of just waiting up in halls. And even was able to clear the market in a safe way and find an op.
Quickly onto the short position is Dupree with the AWP, trying to catch the cross. There are flashbangs, but he's so far away, he's only flashed for a flash. 17-16 in favor of Ninjas in Pyjamas, but they are at an early disadvantage on their first T round. If somebody was standing next to the van to the right-hand side from Jacob's POV, you can wallbang through the lip of the balcony.
You can wallbang that from the kitchen in B-Apps. One shot.
Glave's on a fact-finding mission, and he will find nobody in B. He won't find any facts apart from the facts that there's nobody there, which means they're somewhere else. That will require rotation. Dupree making his way towards the A site, but can he get there in time? The whole NIP squad are here. What remains of them? So it's a 4 versus 2 at the moment, but Devices thinning the numbers yet more. Get Magic Boy taken down in the site. Dupree Molotov off for the time being, so they're relying on Device. But look at this flank from Glaive so quickly. 4 versus 2, and the score may be tied. The push from the bomb won't work. Just one kill in that round from NIP.
Yeah, that was really well played. Astralis are really coming back into this. I thought that NIP were going to be shoo-ins for this. I thought they were going to win that last round in the first half, and then, you know, they've got 3 chances. It's easy peasy. Astralis just flipped everything on its head, and it's great to see that Device is a big part of that with his AWP.
Was he supposed to jump with that?
I'm pretty sure that is, you need to jump.
Did he? No, I guess he didn't.
No? Where did it go?
Running to cat.
Wow. That's awesome.
I thought he missed the jump line or something.
That is, yeah, it kind of looked that way. But it is not the case. Oh my god, that is a fantastic shot. Really nice micro adjustment from Dupree to catch Dennis. When you're double scoped and they're moving just like that, it's very hard to do that. Gary will equalize the situation with a pick on Palace and quickly retreat. But the CTs don't know if he's retreated or not, so it can be kind of confusing. Get right lurking around here. Maybe quite annoying.
Glaive. He must have heard. But does he think that Get Right's rotated away? Starting to get curious now, starting to look for that info once again, and Get Right's waiting for it. Limited information for Astralis. So what play do they make now? 45 seconds on the clock, 3 versus 4 for Astralis.
That was a very big read from Get Right. Rosetta Stone.
Very good, very good. One day at a time, Launders.
3v4. Astralis on the defense here. Device isolated behind smokes, but still pulls out of frag. That's massive. The quick flash over the top there. Oh, that is ridiculous. How? You just don't see that coming.
You cannot account for that.
You cannot. That is nuts.
It doesn't
long distance. Such a long distance. Oh,
wow.
Double headshot.
That is, I need to zoom in and super slow-mo to see where, like, which bullet. Like, was it bullet 1 and bullet 2, headshot? If that's the case, that's just mental.
It's GG's in that round anyway. And it's NIP's turn to have that difficult buy in the last round of the half on the T side. But can they have the success that Astralis did with Device? The push is here, the numbers game. Magic Boy gets the first one, almost a second, but Glaive will clean that one up. Running from the Palace, up high for too long. Get Right and Dennis remain versus 4. The smokes are down. Do they risk a plant? Now it's down to Get Right. He can't do it. Astralis make the comeback, and they keep the clean sheet intact for now on Mirage.
Unreal.
So sad, isn't it? It's really,
yeah, it is. I mean, it's cool because Astralis have this perfect record in the season. It's sad because NIP came so close.
Yeah.
And it felt like this would be even a harder match than Fnatic. I mean, I don't know.
I guess that's just a Fnatic factor, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just never know.
It does go to show like how well NIP are playing, but that is so rough for their season.
Yeah, and getting the map against Astralis again, like because so few people have done it, that means so much more than getting a map win against a team which everyone has beaten. So it's definitely a very sad time for NIP. Hopefully they can get a recovery, and hopefully they can take the positive things from this experience that they've had so far. And of course, they are not done just yet. There is still one more map. Yeah,
but what a frustrating run it has to be for them. 4 games in a row and 0-3 for the time being. You can see the stats now. Dennis, look at the damage from Dennis. 2 of the players, oh, it was overtime. Okay, never mind. Loads of players over 3,000 mark, but that will happen in overtime. Such a close game, but Zipex absolutely destroyed them from that toll booth position and won a very key round for Astralis. Will certainly help them do it. The next map's going to be Inferno. So a short break, a breather for both of these teams, and then it's going to be the last map of the show.
The last
Bloody
show.
hell, that was a car crash, wasn't it?
What's happening? Am I getting fired?
We'll see you back here in a few minutes.